dudes. I was seriously muted. I didn't even plan on that. I hate myself. Hello, dudes. Welcome to the BroTalk podcast, episode 3. Can you believe it? 3 episodes deep, or in, I should say. I am your host, Dan. I have a problem wiping sometimes, dude, and that's why I had to go to the bathroom. I had to make sure I wiped right. Have you ever had that problem? You take a dump and never mind. Anyway, I am your host, Dan. Welcome. It's good to see you all here. As you can see, we have 3 other bros with me. The first bro is right above me on my screen. I don't know where he is on his screen, but he's right above me. He is the man who's bald, Tim.
Shut up. I'm only 25. You're bald.
Dude, I'm 25 as well, but I'm not balding yet. We have
yeah,
the man that's... Shut up. Diagonal top left to me. I don't know how to do that with my camera. Somewhere that way. The man who wants to be green, Grant.
I'm not sure where that description is coming from, but...
Your baby Yoda, yeah. That's why.
I'm not sure that means I want to be green.
But yeah, that's what it is. And then we have the man who's this way to... How the frick? That way, right next to me. The man who likes to create furry animals in his free time in a game called Stellaris, Chance. And the best part is he's muted.
Chance is muted.
And he's mad.
No, he's just keeping the stream family friendly.
Yeah, there you go. Keep the stream.
No, dude, God.
Chance?
I hate...
Chance? Nah, it was really funny. I was playing Stellaris with his roommate last night, and he just created this fox, and he made the joke himself. So that's why I said that. I just thought it was kind of funny. Anyway, bros, thank you all for coming out here. We have some stuff to talk about today, all right? We have some pretty cool information. Some of it has to deal with video games, and some of it has to deal with kind of video games, if you will. Anyway, before we get into that, I want you guys to tell me, how was your day? Talk to me a little bit. Who had a good day? Who had a bad day? Whose day absolutely sucked? Because mine didn't. I played video games all day, so it was good.
My day kind of sucked. I had to work all day.
What time did you have to wake up?
6. I don't like
Gross.
waking up at 6.
Yeah, that sucks. Grant, did you work all day?
Yes, I too had to work all day. We're still on mandatory overtime at work, so we have 10.5-hour shifts. So I have to be there at 6, and I get off at 4:30.
Nice. I wake up at 6 my time, so I'm still in bed by the time you're sweating. I like it. I like it a lot. I think Chance is dead over there. I don't even know. If you're listening to this and you're not watching it, I'm pretty sure Chance is dead. I don't know what's going on. He's fiddling around with some chords, and all I can see is a Pokemon shirt.
I don't know. I just see him flopping around on his bed over there, like having a seizure or something.
I don't know.
Anyway, might be fixing his fox.
Oh, okay. Let's not take that too far. Okay. Yeah, it was a joke. He brought it up
I think
first.
that he is.
His what?
No, I'm pretty sure it's his headset. He's fixing.
I was gonna say I think it's his headset. I don't know. He's looking at us like he's mad or something. I can't tell. Chance?
All
Hello?
I'm saying is this is why we do our testing like half hour before instead of
this
vacuuming.
Is scuffed and I love it. Chance, you there?
Kind of. Somebody donate so we can buy Chance a new headset.
Yeah, exactly. Please. We need to get him a condenser mic.
Yeah. If we have any sugar viewers out there,
sugar viewers
headset.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway,
I know Terry makes some money. Terry, buy Chance a headset.
Buy Chance a headset. All right. Well, until Chance gets back in here, let's just kind of start talking about some stuff, bros. All right. Because like I said, we have some cool things that came out this week, some leaks, if you will, some clarifications on a few things. First thing is Halo Infinite. So as we all well know, the Halo Infinite video trailer sucked in terms of graphics. It looked cool in terms of gameplay, but it looked really bad in terms of everything else. And a lot of people are giving it crap. They're like, dude, Halo 2 looks better than this game. Chance, you there? Uh-oh.
Chance.
Dude, his mic's not working. Rip. Chance. I can hear a little bit of static.
Chance, go borrow Terry's Blue Yeti.
Ooh, that's a good idea, actually. Oh, he's coming in. Oh, not clear anymore. Anyway,
he's testing.
we'll let him.
right now.
He's testing. I can't. He's definitely muted. Anyway, let's get back into it. Halo. They came out with a few things. First things first, I want to say this. While the graphics might look bad, they were already talking about how it's going to be better. But before we get into graphics, because that's a whole different thing that we're going to go down in just a second, 343 came out to say that, and this is going to be weird, so let me try and flesh this out. The campaign is only going to be 2-player split screen local. It sounds like you'll be able to do 4 players online, but when it comes to like couch co-op, like you and your buddies are all on the same console, you're only going to be able to do 2-player local split screen just for the campaign, which is really weird because online multiplayer split screen is allowing 4 players.
From what I read in that link that you sent me, it's going to be a certain mode that's only going to be 4-player online split screen. Not like the campaign. Campaign will be 4-player online. Split screen campaign will be 2-player.
Yeah, it's really weird how that works, and I wonder why that is. It almost makes it sound like they're running off of two. I don't want to say 2 different builds of the game because I myself am not any sort of game designer. I don't know what's going on when it comes to that stuff. It's just weird to me how like they can make online multiplayer, like I would assume Firefight. Mm-hmm. I didn't read anything about Firefight, but I would assume Firefight because Firefight in and of itself is pretty fun and usually 4 people play it. It'll be interesting to see though why campaign itself locally can only be 2 players, but it sounds like most other things will be 4.
I feel like the reason that they're gonna only be doing that is because they're trying to hit a certain threshold of FPS and resolution, and with it, they have to be able to render 2 versions of the world. I don't think if you had 4 versions of everything rendering on one console, it would run very well. I don't know if you ever played Black Ops 2 with the 4-player zombies, but once you get into 4-player zombies split screen, it just took a dive bomb in FPS. So I think that's probably what's happening. Is if they once they get 3 people or 4 people in there, I bet FPS drops to where it's almost unplayable. Oh, Terry coming in with the save.
Terry coming in. Whoop, whoop.
Oh yeah.
It's funny though that you mentioned the console, in and of itself, potentially not being able to run the campaign, because you kind of compared this campaign to Black Ops 2 in terms of just the hardware not being able to run it. It's funny because they boast so much about the Xbox, the new Xbox, whatever the frick it's called. They boast so much about the processing power. Hello?
Hello.
There we go.
Finally.
Thanks, Terry.
Oh my God, thank you.
Terry.
Jesus Christ.
Terry's the real bro.
Yeah. No, at this point, it's finally time to break down and just buy a new mic. It's already destroyed at this point. Sorry about that.
You're good.
It's all good. I just asked you about your day, and you were trying to talk, except nothing was coming out, so I said, screw it. And then we started talking about Halo. We're talking right now about why the campaign itself is going to be 2-player local split screen, but everything else sounds like it's going to be 4-player local split screen. And we're talking how it's weird that they're doing that, kind of comparing it back to the Black Ops 2 days, where if you played zombies, it would lag really, really bad. You would get awful frame rate on the Xbox 360. And then I was going on to say, it's funny because the new Xbox, they boast so much in just sheer processing power. This thing can put out so much, but it's weird that it's going to potentially be 2 players on campaign locally capped. It's just funny to me. It's almost like not that they lied about the processing power, but more the fact that their console isn't as strong as they thought it was going to be.
Well, also another point to that being like with what I said earlier, with them having to render 2 full worlds. I mean, with Halo, if it's full open world, I mean, I can understand that it's trying to run 2 versions of the full open world, whereas usually multiplayer maps are just smaller maps, so they don't have to render as much.
So I feel like even with having 2 people on the split screen anyway, it's gonna drop frames.
Yeah, but I mean, probably not as bad, maybe.
Yeah.
But
It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Grant, you haven't said much. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I was looking at the IGN page on the Halo Infinite, like kind of a premature report, but still. And I was looking at the comments, and I think that what one person pointed out is kind of interesting that Halo 5 didn't have any local co-op, like split screen. And so I think that maybe it's either them listening to fans and being like, hey, some people want this, so I think we need to bring it back, or just being like, hey, I think we're better off with sales having that. I mean, one way or the other, they're listening to something.
That's a good point.
Well, I mean, they had to revamp their whole story because of criticisms from Halo 5. Which, good. I mean, we probably would be playing it already if they didn't, but I'm more happy to have a much more completed story than I am one that's half-assed. And especially with adding the split screen back in, because it wasn't in Halo 5, I'm happy in the direction it's going so far.
True. I think it'll be really interesting just to see what they will give to us, because here's the thing. The demo that they showed was, what did they say, 4 months old?
It was a 4-month-old build, and it was the most stable version of it. That's why the graphics were looking the way that they were.
Which kind of scares me, because if you think about it, they've had 4 months from the time that trailer was made until now, and they're not able to stabilize the game. Does that make sense? They've had all that time where polishing, adding stuff, taking away stuff, changing stuff up, bugs, all that. But the most stable build was 4 months ago. That's just kind of scary to me. Because if you think about it, we're close. We only have August, September, October, November. We have 4 more months. What's to say that, we're not going to get anything really new, and it's going to be that older version, and then they're going to have to patch it in as time goes on. Which, I mean, I'm okay with. I just think that it's weird to me.
I mean, I think it's fine. Like I said, I'm not I want to say a graphics Mike. There you go. That's the biggest way I could say it. I'm not a graphics Mike. but like I said, graphics are not a big thing to me. If it ends up coming out at the way it is right now, I'm fine. Add in better graphics later. I just want the gameplay itself to be good.
Yeah.
I want the gameplay to be stable. I'm fine with some stuff popping in and out in the early days, personally.
Exactly.
See, I'm right there along with Chan. Like, I'm not a graphics quote unquote Mike. Graphics have never been a big deal to me. I mean, I like playing some old games. I don't care. As long as the game runs good, I'm fine.
I mean, Christ, just look at Link to the Past. That game's timeless.
Yeah.
For some viewer context, Mike is another person who we play a lot of games with, and when he saw the trailer, he was kind of going off about the graphics being bad.
We're sitting here playing through all the Halos, and he's like, "Wow, Halo 1 looks so much better than Infinite." And it's like, dude, shut up.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. That was really funny to me how you guys complain about. I mean, don't get me wrong, graphics are starting to become a thing. There's a lot, especially in consoles. They boast a lot in terms of graphics with consoles. So it kind of makes sense, that he was complaining, but he's a PC player, so his opinion means nothing.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
We're all PC players. What do you mean? We're all PC players now, you chud.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, to be fair, I'm still a console pleb. My PC is
you are a console
pleb. My
pleb.
PC is not on par.
If you have the option to buy it on console, I get that you'll buy it on console.
Yeah, no, I mean,
that's fine.
I'm probably gonna buy an Xbox One or an Xbox Series X when it comes out. Not gonna lie. I mean, I like hardware. I like what is that?
I see that. You better
Dan,
stop.
You put that away.
You put
no
that
one
away.
wants that.
This stream is not sponsored by LaCroix, but I like LaCroix.
Juice, yeah, Monster Juice.
Sorry, I just had to plug that in real quick.
I got one a lot healthier. Water.
Okay, just water? Yeah, dude, it's probably got a ton of fluoride and chlorine in it or whatever the frick it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think what will be really interesting with the new Halo are the weapons. What do you guys think about some of the weapons that we've seen? I know we touched a little bit about this, in the last podcast. I'm kind of curious to revisit it simply because we know that the build is old. The trailer that we saw was old. It's been confirmed. So do you think that there's going to be any potential changes to the weapons? Of course, this is all speculation. But do you think that there's going to be any changes to speculations or anything going forward when it comes to weapons?
As the weapons are right now, I think they're going to be unchanged, personally. I am a little bit interested in the direction that one of the weapons took, went from going from a shotgun pistol to a solid slug type pistol, but it's not my game. I'm not a game developer. I'm fine with the weapons that they are, except for hollow sights, again, acting as scopes.
Yeah. That's probably one of my biggest issues is I don't like when hollow sights act as a scope. I hated playing the original Borderlands and Borderlands 2 mainly just because of that fact. But other than that, I mean, I like. I think the only thing I would change is graphically the guns look way too clean. They don't look like they've been used in combat like at all.
Ooh, true.
So I hope they
That's
update
fair.
that.
No, that's a fair one, I have to say. I am glad that all the brute weapons are getting their blades on them again.
I would like melee. I would like, actually meleeing and doing damage and not just tickling their face. You know what I mean? It gets really annoying when you try and melee a brute and they tank 3 or 4 hits and then they one tap you and you're like, well, this sucks.
Well, I mean, the whole brute weapons doing more melee damage is returning.
Which is good.
Yeah, all bladed weapons are going to end up doing more damage and 1-2-shotting enemies again like they used to.
That'll be nice.
Now, a lot of people are speculating that Halo Infinite is kind of turning into Destiny in the sense that it's going to be a little more open world. You're probably going to pick and choose, where you're going to go. I find it very interesting in that comparison because 343 came from Bungie. Bungie pretty much put them under their wing and was like, yo, let us help you expand on this Halo universe. Grant, what do you think about the whole idea? I'm not sure if you played Destiny, so you might not have, too much to say on this, but what do you think about Halo kind of feeding into that whole Destiny idea?
I mean, I think it's a fair point, but by the same token, when Destiny first came out, a lot of people were like, oh, this is just a rebranded Halo. So
no, he's
I
true.
mean, they are they are pretty similar concepts with different storylines, different characters, different weapons, and different gameplay. I mean, you don't have the options to customize spaceships and speeders and things like that in Halo, as at least up to this point. I mean, who knows what they'll do with Infinite? But I mean, we definitely heard those same concerns in vice versa when Destiny was released, and so I don't think it'll be that big of an issue, especially with Halo Infinite being such a hype game right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I thought a lot of the gunplay between Destiny and Halo was very similar, but then again, I'd only ever played the first one to fruition, the first Destiny all the way through up until the point of needing to grind for light. I still think gunplay is pretty similar, personally.
It feels pretty similar. The melee feels pretty similar too. It's really interesting, playing Halo 3 and then going, because, I play Destiny a lot, that's kind of what I've been grinding. But then when we played Halo 3 and even Reach, the similarities between the two are astounding. It blows my mind how just alike that game is, or the two games are.
Halo doesn't change much. You can see that in all the games that we ended up playing through. A lot of the gunplay is very similar, doesn't change very much. Yep. If it works, it works. So why would you need to change it?
Yeah, no. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. Any
you can add some things in, but don't change it.
Tim, since you've played Destiny, what are your thoughts on Halo Infinite kind of being like Destiny?
I don't know. I feel like Halo's still gonna be its own thing. I mean, honestly, I've played a minuscule amount of Destiny. I feel like I've only grinded out like 20 hours or so. And then just now, this is like the first time I've ever touched Halo, so I can't really talk too much about it. But yeah, no, I feel like what Chance said, the gunplay seems pretty similar. Other than that, I think Halo's going to be its own game.
Okay.
Something I do like that I saw in that Infinite trailer was the little grapple thing, like adding that in, and I think that's a cool. I don't know, just a cool addition that I think could really be used as some sort of technique, strategy, like a new way for players to try to work that into how they fight, especially when you start doing online and playing against other players. I think that'll be really interesting to see how that works.
Well, especially with the fact that I'm glad that you bring the multiplayer aspect part of it up, because I'm glad that grapples and everything else are going to be used as kind of in the way Halo 3's equipment used. You're going to have to go and pick it up. Kind of like what I said in the last podcast. They're going to be moving a lot of those things that Chief does already, like from default. They're going to become items that you can use in the multiplayer.
Yeah, I find it interesting that they're bringing in a grapple hook. I personally don't know how it's going to work. Just seeing how it was used on the Elite or the Brute or whatever it was in the trailer, it looked really slow for a grapple hook. You know what I mean? Like he latched onto it and then he kind of like arced up, down onto it, but it took a long time to reach it. It's not something where it's, like in The Legend of Zelda, if you ever used a grapple hook, it's like you lock onto it and boom, you're there kind of thing. Yeah. But with this, it was like a really slow, it's like, especially if you use that in multiplayer, you're going to get destroyed. You're going to get fisted, bro.
Well, here's the thing. It looks like it looks like it behaves similar to how Pathfinder does in Apex.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It looks and feels very similar, especially when grappling onto surfaces.
Yeah. Kind of funny that you say that because we have Octane's voice and we have Pathfinder's grapple hook. Apex Legends is going to be Halo Infinite confirmed. I think that would be a great crossover.
Yeah.
That'd be a great crossover. I don't care what anyone says.
Chief confirmed for whatever season Apex is on? Question mark.
New season Spartans in Apex. That'd be awesome.
In Apex.
I think the day Halo Infinite releases, everyone who already owns Apex will just get an update and it'll just change it over.
Yeah.
Just you go
exactly.
From
That'd be
great. What happened to Apex? What do you mean? It's Halo Infinite now.
It's Halo Infinite, duh. Octane's voice in the game.
Halo Infinite Alpha.
Yeah, exactly. There you
go. There we go.
There you go. All right, so let's kind of switch gears. Let's talk about some Call of Duty. We talked a lot about Halo, and there's a lot of news that's going on about Halo, but there's also some news about Call of Duty that came out. Now, I understand it's Call of Duty. A lot of people don't care too much about COD. It is one of those games that's pretty fun to just kind of play, especially if you have friends and whatnot. I personally have always enjoyed COD. I'm glad that they reverted from the stupid exosuits. Those things were so bad. I hated it. Yeah. There's something about it that just sucked. I hated it so much. Anyway, apparently the new Call of Duty is going to be Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Now, if anyone knows anything about the Cold War, it took place around 1950s or so. But the name came apparently from a leaked Doritos advertisement. Do you guys remember having like Doritos or Mountain Dew and Doritos advertisements for like Halo 3 way back in the day?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you get like 7 codes or whatever, and then you get this cool helmet. It's like, man, let me drink all this Mountain Dew. I remember that. That was kind of cool. I always thought it was pretty neat.
I thought a lot of those promotions for like in-game experience for your rank. I didn't think it was for a helmet. As far as I remember, actually, the only way to get like one of the helmets was to do something and send it into Bungie.
I think you're right.
Probably right.
I think it was experience. I think it was multiplayer experience.
It was the recon helmet. You had to send something into Bungie.
Yeah. I remember that. But of course, Doritos screwed up this time, and they're like, "Yo, let's already leak the name for the new Call of Duty." And what's interesting is that the new Call of Duty hasn't really been talked about much. We're going on August, September, October, November. They got about 4 months to really say something. But most of the time, we hear something about Call of Duty in like May, and we haven't heard jack about this one, which is really interesting. A lot of people. This is a little side note, and we don't have to go into this, but a lot of people think that the new Call of Duty is actually going to be revealed in this current Call of Duty, in the BR mode. They're thinking that they're going to do some big giant Fortnite kind of, live in-game thing, and it's going to reveal the new Call of Duty. But Call of Duty Cold War, it sounds interesting, especially with it being Black Ops.
Well, who is it? One company that does the Black Ops series?
Yeah, it's Treyarch.
It's Treyarch.
Yeah,
okay.
Treyarch
develops it. Activision funds it.
Yeah.
Okay, because I thought Black Ops 1 and 2 were great. 3, yeah.
Black Ops 3, the multiplayer was The zombies was great.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm with you on that one.
I think it's interesting that.
And then it was the other way around. In Black Ops 4.
Go ahead, Grant.
I think it's interesting, like you mentioned, Dan, that this is the first thing we really heard about it, because even with like the pandemic and everything going on, so many like Funko Pops and Lego sets and things like that have been releasing on schedule, while movies were supposed to come with them, and those movies just haven't been able to come because no one's been able to like go to movies or anything like that.
Yep.
So the movies have been held off while all of the toys and memorabilia have been released. And so like there's like spoilers out there for almost everything. And then Call of Duty has been able to keep it so quiet.
Yeah,
Little side note, I just want to say this real quick. Little side note, if you're a movie person, I heard that new Christopher Nolan movie Tenet coming out September 8th. It got a new release date. That's just a side note.
I was going to say,
Yeah,
as far as movies, a lot of the movie theaters are actually shutting down, so it's kind of hard to release a movie when there's no movie theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted you, Tim. Go ahead.
I lost my train of thought.
I'm so sorry. I apologize.
You killed my train of thought, Dan. Like, it was just
Killed
like
his killed
it
his
was
conductor.
chugging along, and you just had to ruin it.
Dude, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean
Derailed
to
and
do it.
into the memory bank, just like Inside Out.
Just like Inside Out.
Yep.
All right. Anyway, Grant, sorry. Can you refresh us what you said? Something about the game wasn't leaked.
Yeah.
The game's not been leaked. It's really interesting that we're not getting a lot of leaks about stuff. You know, I don't want to keep revisiting this, but the Doctor Disrespect thing, no leaks on that. We haven't heard anything about it. I mean, for the most part, like there's been a little sprinkles of breadcrumbs, you know, that he's left, but we haven't heard anything about it. Call of Duty, haven't heard anything about it. I wonder why all of a sudden, because people are quarantining, we're not hearing about stuff. It really makes me wonder, like, what is going on? How have we not heard about Call of Duty, the new Call of Duty come out? You know, another little side note, how have we not been given the price of the new consoles? It's just weird stuff like that. It's like, wouldn't you want that stuff to come out?
Yeah.
Rather than not?
I mean, of course you would.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, us as consumers, we definitely want that stuff to come out. But I mean,
and then you bring up pricing, and that just segues in the whole game increase stuff from $60 to $70.
Oh gosh.
Which-
I mean,
It's $10. I get that that's not a whole bunch more, but I still think $60 is. I still think $60 is a lot for a new game, but I don't condone the whole $70 increase. I don't condone that at all. I still wish things would just stay at the 60.
it's interesting though, because at least Ubisoft, they said that they're not going to be increasing that price from 60 to 70 at least this fall. They said for sure this fall, I think they said Christmas season, I forget their exact words, fall/Christmas season, they're not increasing the price. But they also declined to comment about price hikes after that. So as far as I know right now, most games, I would assume most games would stay at $60 brand new. Of course, you know, the price range is different, you know, whether it be, you know, $40 for a smaller indie game or $20 for whatever early release, you know, what have you. But a full price AAA game, more than likely, for most companies, is going to say $60, which is good, at least up until Christmas. I know that Take Interactive, you know, like 2K, the 2K games, they already said pretty much that, like, we want to raise it to 70. 2K, I want to say, also has a hand on GTA, if I'm not mistaken. I could be totally wrong in saying that.
Take-Two Interactive has a hand on GTA.
Isn't
Yeah.
2K also the guys that does stuff with Borderlands?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So who knows? Borderlands 4 or whatever new Borderlands game is going to come out, they might actually be a little more expensive. I know personally I couldn't cough up $70. I couldn't do that. You know, one, I don't play games enough because I'm so busy with work, and two, I just don't. I mean, like, I understand inflation. I get that. Developers have to make money. They need to make money for their employees, for the company, to then invest in new equipment. I understand that, but it's like I can't do that, especially with this pandemic.
I mean,
Well,
go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. I was just gonna say something probably similar to what you were gonna say.
I was gonna. Well, probably not. I mean, like I've said time and time again in the past, I'll just wait. Like, if I really want a game, sure. If it's $70, maybe I'll buy it. But I mean, if it's something that I'm not ready to play quite yet, but I want it, I'll wait for it to go on sale.
Well, especially with price increases. I mean, like Dan was saying, we understand all that. We understand that there's stuff and people need to get paid and equipment to buy. But here's the thing with gaming, especially more in recent years, being a much higher thing that people have been doing. You know, more and more people are getting into games. More and more people are purchasing these consoles. I don't see a need nor a reason to increase game prices.
Well, I mean, games are getting bigger and bigger. Like, as each console generation goes by, like last console generation games were like 9-10 gigs max. Like, and now they're Call of Duty Modern Warfare is like 230, or we've got what's another big one. I think like Red Dead Redemption 2 was 200 gigs
Ooh,
or
true.
something. So
friggin' Arc.
Arc.
eats up your hard drive.
Yeah.
Dude, Arc eats up your entire computer like it's candy, bro.
Like
It's awful. It's so bad.
We're gonna start getting to the point we're gonna need one hard drive for one game.
yeah.
I
feel like we're moving in a direction where chance is right. We're probably going to have one hard drive for one game, and that's because
one or two games.
That's because the memory industry or whatever, the data industry, like hard drives and that, aren't moving fast enough for people to actually be able to afford to buy like terabyte hard drive, 2 terabyte hard drives or whatever.
Well, I mean, I didn't think that
justify.
terabyte hard drives were that expensive anyway.
Well, no, I mean like newer terabyte hard drives, like faster ones and stuff like that, or SSDs or the M.2 drives. I feel like.
And like we can talk all we want to about how the $10 increase doesn't seem like that much, but putting it into perspective, that's a huge increase from 60 to 70. That's a 15% increase just
True.
out of nowhere.
Well, I mean,
you're
you
just
also
gonna
have
say,
to
hey, all of these games that we're going to release are suddenly $10 more. Like,
you do have to think of it though in terms of inflation, and like, I mean, we can go back and forth and people can argue for and against it, but the thing is like inflation is a thing. There is math that has been done to show inflation from when games were originally $60 to where they're at now. I want to say if inflation was like kept up, if like prices kept getting bumped up, if that makes any sense, it would be like $110 or something like that. I want to say that's what it is. $110, $120, almost double the price of what it was way back when games were originally $60, when they first started out $60, but they're still $60.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's almost like a give and take kind of thing. Cause I do want to make sure that developers are making good money so then they can produce good games. But I'm poor. Like I'm here struggling, I have a budget. I shouldn't say budget. My PC's pretty good, thanks for the help, through Twitch and whatnot. But for the most part, it's like I don't have $60, $70 potentially throw into games. Every new game that I want, it's not feasible. So especially with what you guys saying, what if games are like super big? You need a whole terabyte hard drive just to play one game. I need to buy a new hard drive. I need to buy a new game. It's like, when is it going to stop?
And that's the problem. It probably won't when you got companies like EA and Ubisoft running the show.
Yeah, EA, Ubisoft, Activision, Blizzard, I guess.
These aren't pro-consumer companies. They never have been. And if they were at one point, that's long forgotten.
Well, I mean, also not just that, but you got to think that like consoles and stuff also have their hand in the market too. Like they want to get paid as well too, because like if you've ever worked in the retail industry, tech hardware and stuff like that, like laptops, game consoles are always sold at a loss. So that's where a lot of game companies are going to be like PlayStation or Xbox are going to be getting a lot of their money from those games.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now you bringing up being the companies and stuff being sold at a loss. Why don't we have an example? I mean, you have an example, right? Especially working over at Staples.
I mean, like I said, every single laptop that we sell or anything like that, we always sell at a loss. You can't really make up for it unless you're selling additional things.
Yeah. Most companies, especially if you're making some sort of electronics, they specifically price the console to where either they try and do their best to break even, where it's like an actual decent price. Let's just say I buy a $200 laptop. Of course, I'm getting $200 worth of a laptop. I'm not going to get a $400 laptop for $200. Unless it's Black Friday or whatever. But they specifically price it at a lower price, or compared to what the parts are, and then they just bank that they're going to be selling, say $300 worth of games with this console. Of course they're going to be less and there's going to be more depending on the person, but they do their best to try and make the console in and of itself something that you can actually buy, and then they profit off of the games.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's the thing, if you can't buy a console, then they're not selling games. So it's like, where do you take the hit? Of course you're going to take the hit on the console, because then you can, buy, or the consumer's going to buy X more amount of games.
Yeah, because the consumer is going to buy multiple games. They're not usually going to buy multiple consoles. So.
Let me just buy 6 Xbox Ones. Let me just shell out $2,000, so then you guys can make a better console. But it's really interesting. I really don't know how I feel about $70 with games, just simply because, like we said, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but a lot of people just don't have the money, or they do have the money, but they have other expenses. Bills are starting to rack up because people aren't working.
Yep.
Mortgages, rent. It's like it's not a good time, in my opinion. I do find it interesting, though, and hear me out. We can talk about this for a little bit too. That I want to say it was the new NBA that's coming out. They said that you're going to buy the game for $70, or you can buy a $100 version and get the upgraded version when it comes out on PlayStation 5. Do you feel that if you spend, let's just say I really want the new basketball game, whatever it's called, 2K. I think that's what it goes by. I want that new basketball game. But I also want to get the new console. So it's like, do I spend the extra money? Would you guys do that? Would you spend the extra, say, $40 or whatever it is to get an upgraded version of the game when it comes out?
No.
I would
Not if I already had backwards compatibility. If the Series X was going to support Xbox One games, then I wouldn't do an upgraded one just because I could.
But if they are going to do an
realistically, what's different? Slightly faster, which you're not going to notice a ton of difference. Unless you're graphics Mike, you're not going to care that much about that either. Graphics right now are already pretty great, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And as far as the sports games like NBA and FIFA, all that stuff, personally, I don't understand. I don't understand playing actual sports on a video game.
Yeah.
I love playing FIFA. I'm a diehard football soccer fan. I have my precious Chelsea scarf right here. When Chelsea plays, I hold this up to my face. I'm like, please, Lord, let them win. I know. Sadly, the season's over, so I have to wait till next season. But I love my sports games.
Yeah,
at least football.
I can see that non-family friendly word over there on the other
Listen,
one.
it's SSV. It doesn't say ass, bro. Get out of here. Yawn. You can't see it. Regensburg. SSV. Piece of crap.
And I did do a little bit of research while we were sitting here because I was curious about the inflation rates. And because I remember when I started out on PlayStation and PlayStation 2, I could walk into GameStop or wherever and get a brand new game for $20. The jump didn't happen until PlayStation 3 and Xbox released in 2006.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Suddenly they went from $20 to to $60. Since then, we've only had a 3.36% inflation rate since 2000, which means keeping up with inflation from $20 to $70 doesn't make sense.
See, I didn't know that. I honestly just got my information from IGN and stuff like that because I listened to their podcast, and that's what they were saying. The inflation rate is big like that. I didn't realize that we went to $60 back in early 2000s. I did not realize that.
I thought it was always $60.
Nope.
I thought it was too, because I remember getting Donkey Kong and stuff on the Nintendo 64. When I was a kid, I was like, dude, this is sick. And then I didn't, of course, get anything until the GameCube. But I don't remember ever buying a game. My parents always bought me games. So then when I actually got an Xbox and I started buying stuff, I was like, oh, it's $60. It's always been $60.
Oh, look, Dan, I get all my games from my...
Yeah, no, I remember having to do
I
remember having to do some
great.
housework to earn some money to go buy a $30 game or a $20
Not
game.
me.
Nah,
Not me.
Dan just had loving parents.
I'm a gifted
I was spoiled,
child.
dude. I was
I'm
spoiled.
a gifted child.
Shut up. Don't make
I'm
fun of me.
gifted.
Yeah, yes, I can understand that the cost of making a game has gone up significantly since 2000 and 2006.
Mhm.
I don't think it's gone up enough to justify a $50 difference between 2005 and 2020.
Okay. I like that you looked into that because here I would have been giving out false information. Thanks,
Well,
IGN, you pile of crap.
I mean, when did we make that jump to $60?
In 2006 was when the PlayStation 3 and Xbox were releasing.
In 2006. Okay, what was the original pricing
Before
started?
that.
When did we get the PlayStation 4 then, or the PlayStation 1? 1994 and stuff like that.
I'm not sure.
From 1994 till about 2006, we doubled the price of video game. And now 2006 to about 2020, we're only jumping up $10. Not a big deal to me, as much as the the $30 increase from that generation gap. So
The original PlayStation released December 1994 in Japan, and then September 1995 in America. Just a little FYI.
Yeah.
But it's interesting though that we talk about inflation, because here's the thing: video games have grown so much in terms of popularity from way back then to now. You know, there's so many more age groups, if you will. You know, younger kids. You know, even older people that are starting to get into gaming. So it's like, I don't want to pull this card in terms of, well, they're already making enough money. Why in the world would you then increase the price? Literally to like pad your pockets, you know what I mean? Because you're selling thousands and thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of more copies because there's more people playing video games. Why then would you need to increase the price? Here's the thing, I can see increasing the price if you genuinely needed it. But if it's to line your pockets, screw you. Sorry.
Greed.
Like,
That's all I can think of.
I don't know. I don't think it is all about greed, because I mean, with games getting bigger and bigger again, they've gotta, like, teams have gotta pull on more people to help design those bigger and bigger games.
You're not wrong there.
I mean, I understand that, but again, a large portion of it is also greed, because with these $60 games, we're gonna go back a few years. So I mean, with the microtransactions, they were earning hundreds of thousands of dollars off of microtransactions.
Mm-hmm. But now
True.
microtransactions are illegal.
I was gonna say they're
places.
illegal in most countries, and I want to say they're illegal in some states too. I
Yeah.
could be totally wrong on that though.
I don't think
they're
that they're
technically
illegal here in the States.
They're technically a form of gambling, and some states have made it illegal to sell.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I kind of guessed based on what I've heard.
I only heard that, I think it was Australia that did that from the Star Wars Battlefront microtransaction stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I know Australia and like some of the just like random countries have banned stuff like that, microtransactions. But at the same time, I want to say people still get around it somehow. Because I mean, let's be honest. If you really want to play GTA 5 and you're in Australia and there's microtransactions in GTA 5, you're gonna find a way to get those, whatever it is, those cosmetics. You know.
Speaking of GTA 5, also with the price increase, what do you think the price is going to be on GTA 5 when it releases on next gen?
60. I don't see it
60?
being 70.
I don't see it being 70 either. I don't even see it being 60.
70.
I bet you it launches at about $40.
Yeah. Chat brought up a good point. Are we talking though about loot boxes or microtransactions? Because there's a difference between buying in-game stuff, and I just made this mistake talking about GTA 5.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about loot boxes in terms of like what Battlefront 2 did? Didn't you have to buy like all this?
The same thing. It's all the same thing, really.
Well, no.
Well,
sometimes
to an extent.
Like you got mobile games with their like coin features or whatever to buy speed upgrades or whatever to build your tower faster or something like that.
Yeah.
And then there's loot boxes, which are basically like a glorified version of gambling, but for kids.
Yeah. Like CSGO crates, for example. If you buy a CSGO crate and a key and you open it, and it has that little spinner thing and it like spins, and whatever it lands on is what you get. But with microtransactions, you know what you're getting. Because it's like, oh, I want to buy this t-shirt for $5 real. Let me put in, $5 or whatever into the game's currency and then buy this t-shirt. But with the loot boxes, it's usually like a roulette kind of thing. Like, okay, is it going to land on red or black? You don't know. So that's a good point, Tim. I like that.
Oh,
No,
also,
I-
sorry, we made a mistake as well. Microtransactions aren't illegal. It's loot boxes.
Loot
in
boxes,
certain
exactly,
places
yeah.
are illegal.
We made a mistake.
Now, I do want to bring this up because I just saw this in the chat with a Mr. TM up here with the Nintendo milking the whole console to game thing.
They milk a chance. Don't even defend it.
They do.
I'm not saying that I'm defending Nintendo. I'm not defending Nintendo by any stretch of the word. I agree with that. I do.
Yeah.
But a lot of people very much enjoy Nintendo, and Nintendo's kind of one of the more pro-consumer companies.
I mean, I see where you're coming from.
And here's the thing. They don't have microtransactions as far as I'm aware. They've never had that. Same with loot boxes.
At least not in their first party titles.
That's true. And like the thing is like I'm not trying to dog on Nintendo because they do have some really good games. But if you look in the past, like for example, Nintendogs, what the heck was that about? you spent $60 to touch a virtual dog with a pen. It's like I can see Nintendo. I'll say milk kind of going off of what chat said, I'll say milk because they don't really give a ton of games. They of course have good games. Xenoblade.
But if it
Well, I
ain't
mean-
broke,
Smash.
don't change it.
I mean, but
That's true, but at the same time, it's they give these games that have very little content and they sell it for a lot. I think that's what Chat was trying to say by when he says milk.
Let's bring that up then for real quick. Then, if that's the case, do you think that Mario Kart? I'm going to take for example, like Mario Kart games, right?
Yeah.
Should they be sold at $60 every single time a new one comes out? Because really, nothing much changes on a Mario Kart game besides maybe one mechanic.
I mean,
Sorry, go ahead, Tim.
to be fair, what about Halo? They sell for
There you go.
$60
Yeah,
games. They're
exa-
pretty much
exactly.
like you were saying earlier in the podcast. They're pretty much the same game over and over, like with the gunplay and everything. They don't change
Yeah,
much. So
But
is it
I
fair to
bring up
charge?
But I bring up that same thing of, again, if it ain't broken, don't change it. But if it's not changed, I don't think it warrants a $60, $70 price tag.
Mhm.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean, Mario Kart 9, if it's confirmed, not confirmed. I mean, it's going to be a new game from the ground up, most likely.
Bruh,
What,
LaCroix, sponsor us,
why
please.
are you guys showing off your awful drinks?
Dude, I want to get sparkling.
was
That'd be
kind of-
sick. Imagine sparkling water.
And-
You never have to buy it again. Sorry,
So
but
I
was
mean,
kind of
I never
interested in
buy
this
it
and-
anyway.
Oh.
shut up, Tim.
LaCroix tastes
I was
like
kind of
garbage.
interested in this, and so I did look it up, and I know you can't directly compare the cost of creating Minecraft to the cost of creating Halo Infinite, and so they are going to be different prices. But other than Tetris, for some reason, we're going to ignore that Tetris exists. Minecraft
No. We can't
is
just
the
ignore that.
best-selling video game and has the highest grossing video game of all time.
I mean, to be fair, how long is
And
that
it's
game?
$26.95 since release.
When did it originally release?
Bro, it released in
It
like
was like
late
I was, like, still in
2000s.
I was still in high school, I thought, when that released.
I think
Yeah.
it was like 2010, right around there. Give or
2000
take a year.
2009. You
Yep,
got a
2009.
confirmation.
And how long
2009.
has it been since they've made any sort of spin-off titles? It's been like recent because Dungeons just came out a couple
Yeah,
months
yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's been
I mean,
the
they
same
had like
game up until-
Minecraft Earth or whatever that is, but I haven't looked
I
into
mean-
that. I'm not really sure what that is.
How many times have they
It's like a-
also re-released Minecraft on different consoles? Came out on the PlayStation 3 way
Yeah,
back
but
in the
has it
day.
always been
Came
$60
out
though? I don't think it's always
I don't-
been $60.
no, I don't-
I think it's been
I think it
I think
started
it
out
stayed at
30.
30. Yeah, on consoles it was
30.
30, but on
20
PC it was always like 25.
Yeah, $26.95 like since
Yeah.
release, which is such a weird number, but I'm
I
okay
mean-
with that.
Europeans,
They're,
bro. That's all I
they're
can say.
Swedish.
Yeah, Swedish.
I mean,
Swedish, yeah. Hey, look, Sweden. Yeah, Swedish flag. Anyway.
But-
You fuse
okay.
lover.
Okay. Tim, real quick, go through. There's something that we want to start doing here on the BroTalk podcast. We would like to start talking about the games that are coming out this week, so you're informed in case if you're someone who really doesn't know what's going on, or you're like, oh, I haven't seen anything for a bit. Don't worry, we got you. Go ahead, Tim. Tell everyone some of the games that are coming out this week.
Yeah, so it looks like we got about 6 titles here. We've got, 4 of them coming out today. Sorry, I got something in my eye.
Very good.
What do we got? We got Grounded, which is releasing on the Xbox and PC today. Basically, Ark with ants is the best thing I can come up
That's a
with.
good way to put it.
Yeah. We've got the Destroy All Humans remake. That came out today as well on the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Basically, all it is, well, it's literally the title of the game, Destroying All Humans. We've got a game called Ageless, which is releasing on the PC and the Switch today as well. I don't know anything about it. I don't care about it. And then we've got Skater XL, which is releasing today as well on the PC, PS4, and the Switch. And basically, that's a physics-based skating game. I don't know if you guys have ever played Skate or not, but
Listen, this
It's-
ain't no Tony Hawk Pro Skater, okay?
all I'm saying is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, best games of my life.
From what I see here,
Um,
Skater XL is Skate 3 with bad graphics.
I mean,
Oh,
Skate 3 with bad graphics is physics-based skating. But yeah, it's it's releasing on the Switch. What did you expect?
Oof.
We've got Yakuza Kiwami 2 releasing on the 30th on Xbox. It's another Yakuza game that we don't need. And then we've got Fairy Tail, basically a weeb's wet dream. So
I mean-
no, listen.
No, Chance, don't. No, we're not going back to Chance. No.
Don't you? Listen
Chance,
here,
you'll
Dan.
receive so many more labels if you try to defend this.
You want to know what's funny, Chance? Is I am this way to you. I am on your other side. You face this
you're
way.
over
I'm on the
here,
other way.
You're over here.
No,
for me.
I'm on the. I'm to your left. I'm to your left.
all I'm saying is
Okay,
it's
fine.
it's starting to look
me,
like you
he's,
guys
like,
are getting
down
ready to do
there.
a fusion dance from Dragon Ball Z. You both are pointing in opposite directions and then coming back this way, and I'm like,
Okay. Awesome. So yeah, we'll start telling you guys games that are coming out this week. Something kind of keep your ear on, kind of keep your ear out for. Excuse me.
Yeah.
We'll be doing that every Tuesday. Just a little FYI, not Wednesday or Friday when we do the podcast as well. Just on Tuesday, something to just listen for. Let's talk real briefly about G4 coming back in 2021. I personally didn't watch too much of it, but everyone's exploding. Everyone's freaking out about G4 coming back. You can go to their Twitter right now, and it pretty much says they never stopped. So does anyone someone take this, because I really don't know much about G4.
I mean-
I don't even know what the hell G4 is.
G4
Oh,
is
okay.
G4 is basically IGN before IGN.
I'm pretty sure it was just like
is-
think of it as news, like the news channel. You go to channel 5 or whatever, watch your news, but video games.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's what it was, right?
Yep, pretty much.
Is this like
It was
on,
like video-
on like television stations?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
on
like cable
television
TV.
station.
Oh,
video
okay.
games,
All right.
that fun stuff. Like, yeah, it's just a whole mess of video games and whatnot. So,
Well, now that I know what it is, dude, more power to them.
I mean,
Honestly, I think that cable TV, if it's going to stick around,
doubt it.
needs something. I know it's not going to stick around for much longer, but if it's going to prolong anything, I'd say keep it. Keep G4. I'm glad it's
It'll
coming
be-
back now.
It'll be really interesting though how like G4 kind of. Here's the thing. I doubt that they're really going to go super heavy into like the cable TV side. I bet they're going to try and be like a new IGN, if you will. Kind of like a new news site. Because I remember seeing G4 back in the day. I didn't pay much attention to it because I was like, video game TV, who the heck wants to watch that? I was young and dumb at the time. Now I'd be like, please give it to me.
Well,
But
now you're making video game TV, so
now I'm making video game TV. There we go, bro. There we go.
I was young and dumb, and now Dan is old and cold.
No, I'm still hot. I'm still very hot. It is hot in this room, dude. I'm sweating. I got butt sweats right now.
Dude,
little
I had,
TMI,
I had to get a little fan. It is steaming in the
roast-
corner.
It is roasty toasty in here. But going back to G4, it'll be interesting to see, how it competes with IGN, Game Informer, Games Radar, all these other big gaming news sites. It'll be interesting. Because I know a lot of people they're like, IGN is the best. I will never go away from IGN. Some people are like, Game Informer is the best. I'm just really curious to see what's going to happen. How G4 is going to shake up that market.
So it looks like our chat has some questions about what G4 is, and I looked up their Wikipedia page, and it says that it's an American pay television network that is owned by G4 Media, a joint venture between the NBC Universal Cable division of NBC Universal and Dish Network. It launched in 2002, and then closed in 2014, and then on July 24th, they announced a G4 brand revival.
Huh.
don't
like
call
that.
it a comeback.
I just look back at the chat, and all I see is I googled G4, and it came up with some British boy band.
I mean, whatever floats your boat. That's all I'm going to say.
No, that's One Direction.
Yeah, that's One Direction.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
G4 is their alternate name.
yes. Let's not talk about that though, because I actually heard some dudes who talked about stuff and they got cancel culture. It's like, I mean, we're small. It's not gonna happen. But
Shut up, Dan. I want to get canceled.
shut up. No.
Canceled me.
You don't want to talk about Big Time Rush, Dan?
No, I don't.
Oh,
Chance.
Oh no.
No, chat just officially canceled us.
Cancel.
Oh,
No.
Okay, well,
All
right.
Well, see you later.
Well,
No, Chance, no. You pile of crap.
well, now I want to do it. Now.
No, don't do
Everyone
it.
just
Don't do it.
dips.
No.
Everyone dips.
I'm head out.
All right, I'm
Alright, get out. I'm out of here, guys. See-
All right,
see you
later,
later.
dudes.
No.
Oh,
It was a good podcast.
Yeah.
My
no.
cords, no.
All right.
We had a great time
So-
with our 2.5 episodes.
2.5 episodes. Can't even finish the third one before we leave. All right.
I mean,
so
do you
here
think
at
we-
BroTalk. What?
Go on. I was
No,
was
go
gonna-
ahead. Finish your
I was gonna
thought.
say,
moving on.
what? Do you think we could go for another half hour?
No. I mean, we don't have to.
Yeah.
Okay, your mom.
I mean,
Chance, your
I
chair looks
could-
comfy
I-
AF.
Oh,
I
it
could-
is.
I could go for another half hour if
I could go for
chat
another
wants.
half hour.
If chat
Dude,
wants.
listen, this game that we're going to play, it's going to incorporate you three. It's going to incorporate chat. It's going to be litty titty, if I can say that. It's
Music
going to be awesome.
City.
Music City. All right. So
Yeah.
before we go into the game, though, I want to say this. Here at BroTalk, we really like to try and end our news segments on a positive note. There's something, coronavirus is something that's going on in the world today. There's a lot of negative news out there. So we try and look for stuff that might try and help lift your spirits, if you will. You kind of have to pick and choose the news here and there. There's, like I said, a lot of negative stuff. You also have to choose how you want to look at it, and we try to look at the glass half full rather than half empty. So the thing that I have today, and I'm not sure what you guys have, if you have anything, but the thing that I have is that Google is allowing their employees to work from home till at least summer 2021. I think that's really good. At least here in the States, it's going to stop the spread of coronavirus, hopefully. A lot of companies are going to see this as a positive, hopefully. So, more companies are going to allow remote work, which, can improve family life, can improve friend life, mental health, all this stuff. So I think that's really positive. I think that's really good. Do you guys have any news?
Yeah, no, I think that's actually honestly a good idea. I think it will stop the spread of corona, at least in the States. Yeah, no, I feel like it's a good move. I feel like some companies will take a look at it, maybe model their business on it, depending on if their employees can work from home or not. I definitely feel like it's a good idea.
I mean, weren't we saying that Microsoft was keeping their guys home for a couple more months?
Ooh, they shut down their retail stores. So all their retail workers are going to be working from home, which is a totally different topic that we can talk about next podcast for sure.
Nice.
So put that on the list. Someone here, I'll put that on the list. Don't worry.
Write that down. Write that down.
Write that down. Write that down.
You write it down.
Grant, you're our righty boy.
I got it, don't worry.
Whoever
All right.
editing this needs to just put in the SpongeBob write that down meme. Just do it.
Unfortunately, I'm not that good at editing, so as soon as we get
Chance.
done, it's just
this
going
goes to
straight.
YouTube.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
goes pretty much YouTube chance. We might have to add some music during this game to make it sound a little bit better, but
Alright.
Well, the recording might not have any music unless you pull in one of the bots to play your song.
nah. All right. So I have one question. Are you guys ready to play a game?
See, I don't like games.
Yeah, I don't like
Okay,
games.
well,
I hate
stick
playing
in the
games.
mud. You suck. You play games
Does
all day.
anyone
You
in this
sit on your
podcast
butt
like
all
games?
day. All right, listen. We're gonna play games. Chat. Here's something cool. I'm going to allow you to participate. That sounds really stupid.
I'm
Nah,
gonna
dude, listen.
I'm gonna
Alright,
allow you.
Too expensive, Dan.
Okay, Chance, shut up.
You over there?
You guys are gonna look so dumb on the
I'm
recording.
gonna cut you. Don't make
No, wait.
I just-
Are we switched?
No,
Wait,
You're-
why?
you're on this side, and then
So I was
Chances
right. He
on-
is over here. I knew it.
Dan is right below me. Grant's over here.
Grant's
Chances
up here,
down
you're up
below
there.
me.
Yeah,
And
he
then-
is over here. I
and then,
knew
like,
it.
You're like turning your head this way, and then Dan's starting to yell back at you, and he's turning his head this way. So
Well,
you're yelling at the back of Dan's head.
Away from each other.
No, stop. All right.
You're yelling at the
Stop.
back of Dan's
I'm trying
head.
so hard. All right. This is production quality. We don't have any budget, so we have to work with what we're given. So we're going to play a
Man,
game.
maybe
all right?
Dan would just move back so that we can all be together.
Yeah.
No.
Then we can
I can't.
record in
I'm married.
Grant's basement.
Could do that. Could do that. All right.
Being,
So.
listen, being married, it's only on paper, man. What happens in the dungeon stays in the dungeon.
Oh, no.
All right. I'm head out.
I hope your wife never finds this podcast.
I hope so too. I'm not going to tell her unless she asks.
I'm gonna DM her on Facebook.
Stop.
You're gonna PDM?
I'm a PDM her on Facebook.
All right. So I
Private
just
direct
missed my
message.
mouth. So.
There you
Oh,
go.
guys, guess what? We're sponsored by water.
Yeah,
Oh, water?
okay.
Okay. No, actually,
Yeah,
I like that
Croy,
a lot. I
please.
like that a lot
Just
more. I
water.
like water more.
Yeah,
Okay.
water.
So listen,
I mean, at least water
Mother
tastes good.
Earth. There we go.
shut up. All right, I'm going to explain the rules real quick to this game. It's very simple. I have 10 questions. All right. What we're going to do is I'm going to ask the question, and you're going to have to give me the answer. Some of these are somewhat easy, and some of these are pretty hard, like really hard. I didn't even know what the answer is, but maybe you guys do. All right. Chat, you guys are going to be able to play as well. If you guys are like, hey, I want to participate, what's going to happen is we're going to have a point system. We're going to have Tim's point system, Grant's point system, and Chance's point system, and then we're going to have Chat's point system. So after every game that we play, we're going to keep the tally of points. So let's just say if I ask, what is the color of the sun, and Tim says yellow, Tim would get a point, and then we move on to the next one. At the
Color of
end
molten fire.
okay, listen. At the end of the game, whoever has the most points will get an overall point for their tally, if that makes sense. Like, you won that round.
See, Dan, I prefer you buy me a new Xbox if I win.
Shut up,
BRB.
I can't do that. All right, I can't buy you a new Xbox. So, while Tim is gone for a split second, he's talking to someone. This is what's going to happen. Chat, you guys are going to have to decide. If there's only one of you, awesome. You don't have to chat. If there's 3 of you, you have to try and decide on what the answer is. I will give you guys a specific amount of time. I'm not going to, of course, give you 5 minutes, and I won't give you 30 seconds. I'll give you a good amount of time to kind of think it over. But the first person to correctly answer will win that point. And then whoever has the most points at the end of this round will then win the round, and that's what we keep the tally of. Does that make sense?
Dan, all I'm saying is you saying that we have 4-point systems is very flawed.
We have 2-point systems.
We have 1-point
have
system.
point-
We have 1 point system.
We have 1-point system. But at the
Everybody else
end,
just
whoever
earns
has the most points, whoever has the most points wins that round, and we keep track of how many rounds
And then
you
Dan
win.
buys me an Xbox Series X.
Yep.
And then okay, listen. Here's the thing, Tim. I'm going to do A, B, C, or D. So, chat, I'm going to give you the options I'm going to, do the polls and stuff next week. I wasn't able to do that this week, but we're going to do it next week. So, what it's going to be, I'm just going to ask a question, and the first person to get it right wins. All right? Does that make sense?
Is there no, buzzer system?
No buzzer system. Let me finish the
That
question.
sounds very unfair.
Oh, I don't know how I'm supposed to do a buzzer. How do you want me to do a buzzer? I'm just gonna look at the names on the left, and then whoever's green circle comes up first, I'm gonna give the point to if they're right.
Listen down. This is sounding very communistic right now.
You guys are killing me. All
Don't
we're
worry,
gonna-
Chance.
Ready for the game.
Don't worry,
Just-
Chance.
All right,
These
you guys
will
are ready for the game.
Chance.
We're
These are
starting the game.
our points.
Yeah,
Shut up.
These are our points.
Okay.
All right, chat.
go.
You ready? Here we go. So here's the first question. What is the name of the primary system used to rate video game content in Israel?
Hey, no
don't type
Googling
it in,
it,
I can hear
Grant.
you typing that, Grant.
Grant,
I can hear
no.
Grant's.
You're
You
disqualified
need to
from the
stop.
first question.
You need to stop.
You cannot cheat like that. That's
Yeah,
stupid.
Grant.
I have no fucking clue, honestly.
You just stop. I'm looking.
I will give you a hint. I will give everyone one hint for each
Okay.
question. And if I can't give you a hint, then I'm sorry.
Go
The
ahead.
hint. This is if you listen to a European person say blah, 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 18, like the rating, you will hear what it is. You'll hear what the name is.
I already know what it is.
What is it?
Peggy.
What does it stand for?
Oh, freaking no. I know it's Peggy. That's it.
The Peggy rating board. I don't fucking
Yeah.
know.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll give that one to Tim. It is called Pan-European Game Information.
Sound-
Established in 2003, the Pan-European Game Information, PEGI, is a system used to give ratings to video games in Israel and almost 40 other countries.
Yeah,
Kinda cool.
to be fair, if you try to Google that, it did not help at all.
That's
why
why
you
gave
don't
us a
Google
hint. You know,
You're not supposed to Google it. All right, next
Well,
one.
Google's supposed to give me all my answers, okay?
Why are you cheating, Grant? I'm just going to disqualify you.
Grant just
To be
wants you to
fair,
buy him an
no one
Xbox
said that
Series
I
X.
couldn't until I
Yeah,
started.
yeah,
All
I
right,
mean,
listen.
technically
No
you didn't say that
Googling.
you
That's
could.
common knowledge.
Yeah,
Come on,
jeez.
Grant.
Okay, fine.
Come on,
If we're not-
Grant.
if we're
I
not
was
allowed to-
using a lifeline.
If we're not allowed to Google, Grant, you can use Yahoo Answers.
No, you're not able to use the
No,
internet.
you gotta be able
I
to.
didn't realize that you guys were going
I
to
don't
give
know.
me such a brain
Wait.
aneurysm.
I want to be able to use Ask Jeeves.
AskJeeves.com.
All right, listen, you guys are going off track. We're going to question number 2. What is the highest grossing arcade game of all time?
Isn't it
Tetris.
Pong?
No.
an arcade
Arcade
game.
game?
Oh, Donkey Kong. Isn't it Donkey Kong?
Nope.
Is it Dance
Is
Dance
it not
Revolution?
Tetris?
Nope.
An arcade game, not a is
Arcade
Pong
game.
Arcade? I don't think Pong's arcade.
Street Fighter?
Nope. Nope.
I want to say if it's not Donkey Kong, I probably want to say it's like asteroids or something.
Oh, Space Invaders.
Nope.
No?
Tim's going in the right direction, though. I will say that.
Okay, is there what genre? If I have to ask a question,
Well,
what
if it's-
genre?
If it's not Space Invaders, then what is it? Galaga or whatever? Galactia or
Nope.
like that?
Nope. I'll give you a hint. You can only get to level 256.
Pac-Man.
There
It's
you go.
Pac-Man?
I thought, yeah.
It was Pac-Man.
If
Is
you
it-
say 200, I'm like Pac-Man.
Well, is it
Pac-Man.
actual Pac-Man or is it
or
Ms.
is it
Pac-Man?
Mrs. Pac-Man?
It's actual Pac-Man.
Okay.
Actual Pac-Man. Pac-Man holds the distinction of being the highest grossing arcade game ever. As adjusted for 2018 inflation, it has generated almost $11 billion.
Okay, well then I gotta ask a fucking question. What the hell's the difference between Mr. Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man? What the hell's the
Don't know.
Ms. Pac-Man runs a
Gender.
little bit faster.
Anyway,
Does
It
Okay.
runs better and it's faster.
moving on to the next one. Chance will probably get this one. So we have one for Tim and one for Chance. Question number 3. What type of animal is Sonic's companion Knuckles?
An echidna?
Chance got it. There you go.
What the
Chance
heck
has
is an
2.
echidna?
An echidna. You don't look anything about its genitalia. Just
Chance, come on.
Chance, family
Why would
friendly.
anyone look that up ever?
Chance,
I-
family
I-
friendly.
dude, Game Grumps is an amazing
I
channel.
don't care, Chance. An
How about-
echidna is a
Chance,
type of animal
you
that lives off of
bring
ants
that
and
up?
termites. Resides in
It's
in
just so
Australia
you.
and New Guinea.
Grant,
Anyway.
I will harm you.
Anyway, Chance has 2. Tim has 1. We're moving forward. Number 4. What was the name of the virtual pandemic that struck the World of Warcraft in 2000? Excuse me. That struck World of Warcraft in 2005.
You think I'm that nerdy?
Was it?
Bro, I don't know.
You think
Was
I've
there-
ever played World of Warcraft? Or
Oh,
Bro, I don't
Pac-Man?
know. I'm asking the questions. It's
Or
your
Sonic,
It's
even?
your problem.
I thought it was a type of virus that ended up hitting the servers. I just can't
Can't
think of the
say
name. I
anything.
just can't think of the name of the virus.
Can't say anything.
I
I
Grant?
literally have no way
Grant,
to
you stay
get.
away from that Google.
All I'm saying, Grant, is if
I haven't
no.
done
You're
anything.
looking pretty sus right now. He's just like, clickety clackety, I roll for a tackety.
you
I
guys
have
give
not
up.
done
Yeah, I can't-
anything
I can't-
lately.
Yeah,
I knew-
nobody. Who cares
all I know
about
is I
World of
thought it was
Warcraft?
some sort of virus. I thought it
Okay.
was like in the
It is
servers.
called the corrupted blood. It was intentionally introduced in World of Warcraft by its programmers via a supervillain, but it soon spread out of control and could only be eradicated by game patches and resets. So I think that's where you get the whole virus thing.
So it was something that was intentional for a little bit that got spread way too out of control. Then is
Man,
what
Pretty
it
much.
Okay.
Sounds like
much.
something that's happening a little bit in our current.
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds a little bit like the coronavirus.
Where's our
Why do
game
you think I
patches
put
and
that question in?
resets?
Yeah, where's our life resets? Let's do that right now.
Yes,
All
let me
right.
reset life.
So this one might be kind of easy. Like I said, I threw in some hard ones. I tried to throw in a few easy ones. What was the date setting of the original Call of Duty?
The
You don't
original
have
Call
to
of
give
Duty
me.
was World
You don't
War
have to give me
II.
an
I thought it was
exact
like-
year.
I thought it was like.
What'd you
It
say,
was
Tim?
World War II.
It was World War II. Tim has
Oh.
2. Chance has 2.
Okay, see, because I thought you were saying like the date the game was released. Because I thought it was like
No.
in the 1980s. Or
No,
something like
the original Call of
90s.
Duty was, I think, 2001.
These
I think you're
questions
right.
are extremely geared towards people who have any sort of
Video
history
game knowledge.
of video
You
games.
know
Wait,
what?
this is
Now
a video game
in
podcast.
I
you're in a
get up,
group
I
of
play
people
the video game, I move on to the next video game. I don't freaking memorize history of it.
Can't
I don't
help you with that
I
one,
can't
Grant.
even
Can't help
remember
you with that
actual
one.
history.
You're memorizing history. Then make sure to put some Halo questions in the next one.
I will put some Halo questions. I
Okay,
think I
there you
have
go.
one in this one. Anyway,
You.
the original designer. This is number 6, by the way. The original designer behind the game Tetris is from which nation?
Russia.
There you go. Do you know his name by chance?
No.
All right. So his name is Alexei Pajitnov? Pajitnov? I don't know. It began as a puzzle-loving software engineer. He created Tetris in 1984 while working for the Dorodnitsyn Computing Center in the Soviet Academy of Sciences,
Dan,
a
you're,
research and development center in Moscow created by the government.
you're butchering all this.
Bro, how do you pronounce Russian names? I can't do that. They have all these consonants and stuff together. I can't pronounce it.
Make Tim do it.
I can't pronounce any of that stuff.
Oh,
There you
Make
go.
Google Translate pronounce it.
All right, Tim has 3.
wait, we
Chance
can't
has
use
2.
Google.
He's the host.
All right. All right.
Family friendly.
Number 7. We're moving on. What is the name of the woman Mario is attempting to save from the giant ape in the original Donkey Kong?
Pauline.
I don't know half of these. How do you know all of these? I have to find harder ones.
My family was
Pauline?
Nintendo.
Yeah,
Pauline.
it's Pauline.
It's
And my
Pauline.
family was a Nintendo family. I should know this.
I've never
3,
played
3,
Donkey
0.
Kong.
Pauline.
I knew it
Though
was. I knew it started with a P, and I knew it wasn't Peach.
Though Princess Peach has come to be known as Mario's primary love interest, in his first appearance he risked his life and limb to save Pauline from Donkey Kong.
Pauline makes
It is
a
Pauline. That's
guest.
interesting.
Pauline makes a guest appearance.
In Odyssey.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She's
Yeah.
she's the one in the red dress that's the singer.
I never played it. Sorry.
Oh.
Well, maybe if you
All
had
right.
a Nintendo Switch, you could.
Yeah, maybe if you bought a Switch, Dan. You know, like we've been telling you to do for
2
months.
years now.
No. Number 8. Which country has banned the sale of the original Grand Theft Auto? Good, a hard one.
Mexico.
Yeah.
I
No, because what?
Nope,
when
not
did
Mexico.
what city did the original Grand Theft Auto take place in?
Well,
Can't tell you.
China?
you said country.
No, because
I feel like it's gotta be somewhere over in
was the
Europe.
Game Boy one. I thought the
Gotta
China
be like-
No, go ahead.
I feel like it's probably like Italy or Sweden or somewhere like that.
But wasn't the fucking what the hell? I could have sworn that the GTA Chinatown one was like a Game Boy one or something like that.
It was on the Game
Yeah,
Boy
it's like a
Advance
top
and the
view
PS2.
thing.
Yeah, it was a top.
But the
down.
original Grand Theft Auto, it's
Let me
not
just,
banned in the States. I think it's
hold on. Let me use my
Is it
my
the
expert
UK?
brainwaves. Let me use my brainwaves.
Yeah,
brainwaves.
Chance is disqualified.
isn't it the UK?
But I'm not
Somewhere
gonna
like
get this
that.
one anyway, so I'm gonna look it up.
Chance is disqualified. Don't say where it's from.
Germany?
I won't say where it's from. Just give me a second.
Grant, do you have a guess?
Sweden.
Australia?
No.
Finland.
Antarctica?
No. One more guess each.
Heck? Yeah, did the Penguins ban it, Tim?
Yeah,
I mean-
Penguins banned it.
Yeah.
It originally was banned in Brazil. In 1989,
my
the
next
government
guess.
of Brazil.
No, it wasn't.
banned-
Point.
In
That doesn't
1989,
count.
the government of Brazil banned Grand Theft Auto, including an $8,500 fine to anyone caught selling it, due to their belief that the game incites violence.
I mean, they're not wrong. It didn't.
They're not wrong. They're not wrong.
Crystal Pepsi.
Crystal Pepsi. All right, number 9. Chance has 3. Tim has 3. Grant has 0. Sorry, Grant. You can
Thank
still
you
play
for
though.
saying that.
You're welcome. Number 9. What is the highest level? Just kidding, because I already said that. I'm gonna have to find a new one while you guys go for this next one. Number 10.
I'll ask
Which
you
I-
one for the next one.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Which iconic video game character originated as a simple placeholder?
Mario.
No.
Wait, say the question again for me.
The question is, oops, I clicked off. Which iconic video game character originated as a simple placeholder?
Wasn't it Crash Bandicoot?
Nope.
A simple placeholder.
Though Crash Bandicoot is a
Oh,
legend.
Sonic.
Nope.
I'm
Original.
pretty sure it's Sonic.
Let me
I
ask them. How,
cannot tell you.
I'm not gonna ask the character, but from
I
what
can't-
genre? Like what year of gaming?
I do not know how to answer that without.
Giving it away.
Yeah.
Spyro?
No.
Because
I'm
Spyro,
Master Chief. No.
The only placeholder I can think of would be like for the N64 Smash, where Captain Falcon just was literally one of the base characters, concept characters they made for the game. But I can't think of anything else other than that.
Could you?
No, it couldn't have been that.
The wording of this question is so weird.
A placeholder for you have to give
I
us some
have
more
my game
information.
face on.
You'd have to give us some more information for that one. Something that
He
wouldn't.
has his Googling
I will read
face
the
on.
question again. I will
No,
read the
I
question
don't.
again.
I'm
Which
changing it on here.
iconic video game character originated as a simple placeholder?
Placeholder.
Yeah, well then who's iconic? We got Mario, Sonic.
Mario, Sonic,
Link?
Crash.
Crash.
I will give you a hint.
Okay.
This character is in Smash Bros.
Okay, well then that
I
narrows
will not
it
tell
down.
you which Smash Bros though.
A placeholder.
Mega Man.
No, because he wasn't a placeholder. He was his own. He was his own character. Placeholder for another
Ridley.
character.
Samus.
Placeholder for another character. Youth in Smash. Isn't it Luigi?
Nope.
Donkey Kong.
Nope.
Ken.
Ken and Ryu.
As soon as you said he was in the Smash world, like I'm out.
You don't know Smash at all?
No.
I'm sorry,
nothing.
Grant. I'm sorry.
Ness.
Gosh dang it.
Lucas.
You're just guessing now.
They're just guessing.
Go through the characters. Go through the characters.
Toad, Princess Peach,
there's
other princesses,
Donkey
the bad
Kong,
guys,
Rosalina.
good guys.
there's Peach, Daisy, Mario, Luigi, Sonic,
But who is this?
Toon Link.
Toon Link, Young
Link.
Old Link.
Ganondorf.
Waluigi, Wario.
I wish Waluigi was a character, Grant.
I'm going to tell you, and you guys are going to hate your lives. That's all
Oh
I'm
my
going
god!
to say.
All right, go. Just tell us then, because I can't fucking think of it.
No, don't tell us yet. Don't tell
All
us
right.
yet. Placeholder in Smash. You're not telling us which Smash, so I feel like it's got to
Nope.
be Melee.
Okay.
Couldn't have been Fox.
Maybe. Fuck.
Is it Fox or Falco?
Sorry.
I'm going to give you guys 15 more seconds.
Captain Falcon?
Well, because Captain Falcon was never the only time I could.
Captain
think of it
Falcon was
Falcon.
never a playable character in whatever. It's
In
got to be
his
Captain
games.
Falcon.
You okay, Grant?
He's just
No.
he's just holding his baby
Hold on,
Yoda.
little baby Yoda.
I feel like it's Captain Falcon.
Lock in your final answers, please.
Captain Falcon.
He's the only non-playable character. I'd say Captain Falcon too.
All right.
Baby
The answer is
Yoda.
Kirby.
Kirby.
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
Kirby.
hold on a second. What do you mean?
Kirby iconic?
Yeah, Kirby
he
is iconic. Kirby's iconic. Kirby. As can probably be ascertained by his simple appearance, Kirby is one of the originally intended to be... He was originally intended to be circular placeholder for another character. He was supposed to be a
For
different
Jigglypuff?
character. I don't know. I think
Did-
I
did
think
they-
I think they're
did they
talking about
not-
like way back when, like when they were actually creating like Nintendo characters. Kirby was just, Kirby. He was whoever, the circular thing that Kirby is. He was supposed to be a different character.
I mean,
Huh.
to be fair, wasn't Smash supposed to be like not Nintendo characters? Like all the characters were supposed to be literally identical to Captain Falcon, except for not Captain Falcon.
That's what I was.
That's
saying.
what I was thinking too.
Because all those placeholder characters for the original Smash were just faceless, different colored, the same thing, and then that's what Captain Falcon ended up turning into. Was
Yeah.
one of them.
That's what I was.
It was called like Dragon something is what the game was originally going to be called.
Yeah.
And then if I'm thinking about Kirby, no,
Yeah.
no.
So
that
I
makes
I
sense.
couldn't find. I mean, like I didn't really look. I have no clue like who he was supposed to be. But that's what I found. All right. So for the tie, Tim and Chance. I am sorry, Grant. You can participate if you would like, but Tim and Chance.
You didn't
you guys have a
insist we don't
tiebreaker.
all 10 questions.
I'm giving you one more. I'm giving you one more.
I was gonna say,
I am
could've
the
asked-
game
oh,
host. I am the game host.
Fine, go ahead.
Chance. All right.
Go ahead.
Listen.
Go ahead.
Listen.
What a
One of you
tie.
guys
Go
might get
on.
this really fast. All right. This is the best I could do on such short notice. The Atari 2600, the original
2600?
Atari, was released in the United States in which year?
85,
What?
86.
I want to say like
84,
83.
I want to say it's 85.
82, 81,
I'm going to say
80,
83 and hope that I'm
87,
closer.
88,
I will give you
89,
each
90,
two guesses. I will tell you if the first one is wrong.
79,
No,
76,
it was in the
76,
70s.
75, 74,
it's
73,
Atari.
72.
I wanna
71,
say-
Atari.
70.
Shut up, Grant!
I named all the 70s.
75, I think.
Give me my freaking point.
75 or 76.
I want to say 74 or like 72. If it's Atari, because Atari's like old as shit.
I will give you a hint. It is in the 70s, but you only have one guess, and you have to lock in that answer.
No, you said we had 2 guesses.
But
I already
I'm
guessed
giving you
all
the hint, so I'm
70s,
giving you
just
one
gonna
guess
take
now.
my point and
Then
run.
I'll say
I already knew.
74.
I already knew once you said the Atari kind of ish. It was in the 80s, backslash 70s, and then I remembered something that helped me remember.
I'm
that
sorry,
it was
I'm
in the
giving you
70s.
one guess, and you have to lock it in.
I'll say 74. That's what I'll say.
75.
Okay,
You're both wrong.
76, isn't it?
77.
Freaking
1977.
Grant
I
didn't
said
even
wait,
get
and he
to
just
choose.
goes on.
Grant
He
didn't
didn't even
even
let me lock
mean-
an answer.
Grant was just going through 77, 76, 75,
I know, I said all
74.
of them.
Yeah, I'm
And
not
then
gonna
you didn't
give it
let
to
me
you,
lock
boy.
the final answer in either.
Are,
It
you,
was
are we
down
going?
to be right.
Are we
It was
going
down
with?
to
Crappy
just those
host.
two. You had 0 points. I had to try and do a
Trash game
tiebreaker.
host.
Are
Here,
we?
let me ask you.
Are we
I'll
gonna-
ask you a question
Worst
I
game
know
host in my
none
history
of
of
you will know.
game shows.
All right. What is it?
What's the arbiter's actual name?
I have no clue.
You can look it up if you want to.
Wasn't it in Halo 2? Like, didn't they call him something?
They called his actual name in the anniversary.
How
You know,
am I
I
supposed to know that?
I literally just played through Anniversary Edition, and I did not pay attention because I was.
Felfadame.
There you go. He's
I
got
did look it up. I
It's
did look
got
it
a
up.
point.
To
I
be
looked it
fair,
up too.
but
Grant's got it though.
Felfadame.
Okay, I'm
That
gonna
was
have to
the
start looking up harder
Now he
questions.
doesn't have 0 points.
You know,
Grant has
I
1
think I
point,
would have
good
got a
job.
point if Dan had let me lock in my answer on the tiebreaker too. But
You wouldn't have guessed it. You were guessing low 70s.
Yeah.
I guessed all the 70s. Thank you very much.
Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna give that to you. That's Chud
Alright,
status right
I don't
there.
know. I feel like you should give it to whoever was closest with their
I was
actual
gonna say
answer.
that, but I was gonna do that, but I didn't say it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave it as a tie. You both get 1 point. So overall,
go.
so far we have Chance and Tim at 1 point overall. Grant with 0 and Chat with 0. I'm gonna make a
Dan
straw poll
also
for
at
Chat.
0.
Shut up. So I'm going to make a straw poll for chat. So it's going to be a little bit of cheating because I don't think I'm going to give you guys A, B, C, or D, but I'm going to have to give them A, B, C, or D. I might do E as well. So that's a little bit harder.
I always have the stream up to see the chat.
No, so, well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, it's going to be really hard for everyone to, like, get their thoughts together. So if I give them a straw poll, then they can all just vote on it. I feel like that'd be easier. Anyway, we can talk about it later.
I see.
Anyway, I want to thank you all for being here. I want to thank you all for playing the game. This has been the BroTalk podcast, episode number 3. We don't have names for it yet. We just call it BroTalk episode X. So, again, thank you all for being here. This is Dan, your host, and Tim, and Grant, and Chance. Do you guys have any closing thoughts? Comments? Anything?
Of all the game shows that I've been on, this is by far the worst.
You suck.
mean-
This was my first one.
He's not wrong.
It is my first one, and you guys wouldn't let me talk. Thank you very much.
All I'm saying
Anyway.
is, game show, bad idea for a podcast.
It's a great idea. You guys just suck.
How about you? Okay, how about the rest of this week? How about you go over and go over with all of us to try and build the game show a little bit better than just you doing it by yourself.
Yeah, I mean,
geez, Dan.
we definitely have kinks to work out. But to be fair, Dan is the only one who came up with an idea for how to do this out of us.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
To be
then-
What the
fair-
frick do you want me to do? I am one man. No, shut up. We're talking about this later. Hold your thoughts. We'll talk about it later. Anyway, again, this has been the Bro Talk podcast. Thank you all for listening. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, as this is Tuesday. If you would like to, we do this every Tuesday, and I think we're going to start doing it every Friday at this time, which starts at 6 p.m. Pacific time. If you want to watch the recording, you can go to YouTube, !podcast in the chat to pull up the YouTube link, or you can look up YouTube Broadcast, and it will
Bro
pop
Talk.
up. I
Bro
think
Talk,
it's.
not
I think we're the
Broadcast.
one that has the microphone symbol. There's a few others, but we have microphone symbol. So look for us. And again, thank you. We hope that you guys enjoyed listening. If you have any comments, concerns, questions, you can go into the Discord, !Discord, and you can go to the Bro Talk podcast section and say whatever you want. But anyway, thank you all for listening. We will see you guys Friday. Yeah? See y'all Friday. You guys are freaking weird. Why are you head in the head? Adios, guys. Love you a ton.
Oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead, Tim, and end the recording.